Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Divorce Happens, the podcast where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, a little bit of laughter, and everything you need because, as you know, divorce happens and then you start fresh. And we're here with one of our wonderful Fresh Starts experts, Shelly Fox. Shelly, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So I own Finding Your Light Healing, where I offer healing sessions for people, pets, and the places that they live. I'm a Reiki master and a medical intuitive, and then also trained in Utati oils and Bach flower remedies.
I love all of that so much. So let's get into it. It's not really a secret that when you go through a divorce,
Mm.
it just right it destroys your brain and your body, and you're kind of like left like feeling like you're hit by a truck. And so how can Reiki, first of all, I would love for you to explain. People may not know what Reiki is, but and then so
Mhm.
number one, and number two, how can Reiki specifically help with the healing process after divorce?
So I think I'll start with what is Reiki and then connect it to the divorce process. So Reiki is a form of energy healing, and essentially a practitioner can either touch the body or run their hands along the body, and they're listening to what the person's body is asking the practitioner to address. And that can be a number of things, especially during divorce, right? It can be bringing peace to the body, lowering anxiety levels, calming down the mind, right? Our mind works a lot. As
Yeah.
someone who is divorced, right, and understands that process, there's a lot that happens, right? Divorce is a roller coaster of emotions.
Mhm.
And so Reiki can actually bring some peace, lower anxiety, calm the brain. In the world of energy work, it can really align chakras, remove that old energy. Right, there's a lot of energy, emotions, feelings that people don't know what to do with during that time, and
Yeah.
that roller coaster is sort of the highs and the lows. Right, there are many reasons for going through divorce, but it doesn't really give you the full understanding of the emotions that you're going to go through during that time. So, Reiki can support that by helping to identify some of those emotions, remove them, remove blocks, right? We all have, trauma or reasons for divorce, right? There's a number of reasons, but it really helps to identify where the body needs to start to heal, the body, the mind, and the spirit.
Mm. So you work virtually and in person, correct?
Yes. I'm actually started to do way more virtually, and it works exactly the same, right? Connecting into someone else's energy, reading their body, and then doing what we just talked about, but it works the same way.
That's so cool. So if somebody's listening to this and they're going through a divorce and they're feeling just like nothing's working, right? So like the therapy's kind of helping and the working out's kind of helping, but what would you say is a major benefit specifically for somebody going through a divorce of doing a session with you for Reiki healing?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've talked about a little bit in the calming the mind, right, and helping with removing some of those emotions and blocks. But it really is going to help with, I'll say, reduce fatigue,
Mm,
better sleep, right?
mm,
That's definitely a time where I wasn't sleeping great. The anxiety wasn't helping me sleep, as well
yeah.
as the running and the processing of emotion. So you can definitely sleep better. It really helps you connect back to your body, right?
Mm,
For me, I got really disconnected during that period of decision making and the things that were happening. So, reconnecting back in with your body, it can help control pain. So, sometimes we have pain that isn't explained from an injury that can
mm,
actually be mental, spiritual,
yeah.
emotional,
Yeah.
and so that working through that pain in the body. The other piece, to me, is just really opening you up to healing and moving into the future. If I look back at my own story, divorce really got me focused on healing, listening to my body, curious about new things, right? And that's how Reiki came to me. Reiki was one of those.
Mm,
I started by doing a session with someone to help me through my anxiety, and just the running of the mind, really
yeah.
calming me down. And I liked it so much and was interested in it so much that I actually then went and got trained in Reiki.
Amazing. I love that. So speaking of that, how do you work with patients and clients, and where do you work, and if somebody's listening to this and really wants to work with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my website is findingyourlighthealing.com, and you can book a free consultation. I also have particular appointments, but just a general appointment is a healing session. And so we can discuss in a consultation if your issues make sense to work with Reiki. Certainly, I can identify with who might be working with Fresh Starts because I understand divorce
Mm,
and also understand the kinds of healing and the types of things that you need healing from during that time. So certainly we can discuss addressing, things from divorce, things from childhood, and physical symptoms as well.
amazing, amazing. We always need as much healing as we can get, right? So I just love
Mhm.
that. And of course, you can always find Shelly at Fresh Starts Registry in the expert guide, and her info will be in the show notes. Shelly, before we let you go, if somebody's listening to this and they're going through a divorce, what would be some words of encouragement you could leave them with?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to focus on you uh, and to be open to healing, right? I think that it's a time where everything else is changing. And so sometimes it can be challenging to be open to,
Mm,
new things, new people. Sometimes we didn't even want to leave the house, right? I had to make myself
totally.
interact with people and to be social again, right? To build a new community because maybe you're in a different neighborhood. And so I really think, to your point earlier, right? Having a good therapist or group of friends along with journaling, meditation, and
Mm,
energy healing, all of those things work together so nicely. But just being open to
yeah.
hearing your body again and healing.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Shelly.
Oh, thank you so much.